All right, another day on the smoker. We're firing up the Lang today. We're gonna do a brisket, a Boston butt, chicken thighs, chicken breast. Not doing any ribs today. We're gonna try to top rack everything. I'm experimenting on the top rack still. This is a second experiment, but I haven't done a brisket on the top rack yet. I did a Boston butt in the last video, and it turned out spectacular. It was the best one I've ever done, period, hands down. So we're going to do a brisket that way and see if I can't keep getting better and better on brisket. The first brisket I did on this on the bottom rack was flat, got turned into beef jerky, and we're going to try to prevent that today. Clean this thing out a little bit. For those of you concerned about the firebox with me leaving ashes in it, these are fire bricks in the bottom of this thing, so I don't have to worry about too much about this rusting this metal out. But look how thick this is. If you were to rust that out with ashes, you're doing something. I mean, this thing is heavy gauged. I don't know, what is that, 3/8? It's not gonna rust out. I mean, you got surface rust on it. This thing's like 10-13 years old, something like that. It's I don't have any concerns about that whatsoever. You can see where the fire bricks start right there. They don't fit perfectly up to the front, but there's absolutely no rust on that. So no worries there, mate. That is another story. This thing is seen better days, and we will be building a new one. I'm gonna break out the welder here soon, and we're gonna just make a whole new one. I may repair this one as well. Just might double expanded metal at the top. I'm not too concerned about the bent bars. That's not a big deal. So we might repair that one, but I want a V-shape one in there. And thinking about starting to build those for these. So we'll see how that goes. We're going to experiment with a welder. Another thing, I'm going to try to get my fire built to the back of the box a little bit more today. I've been building them straight towards the front. I'll try to concentrate on the back a little more, and maybe keep some fire off of that front section of the cook chamber. All right, I'll take my map torch, just some scraps out of my wood yard here to get it going. Well, you know what, just leave it here for right now in case I gotta relight it. Alright, I'll shut this down just a little bit. It's already starting to come up into the chamber. We're going to let that full draft because it'll act like this is the chimney for right now. And until that fire gets going pretty decent, I'll add some more wood on it, and we'll get this thing warmed up. We'll scrape it out. Starting it that way only took about a minute. I mean, that little MAP gas torch is so handy. These things are cheap. I mean, the bottle's like $15 or $20. I get them at Tractor Supply. You get them at Home Depot, Lowe's, any of the box stores. The starter kit, just, you know, to screw on top, I think it's another 30 bucks or something when you first buy the kit, but the refills are cheap. They last a long time. You don't have to carry a big propane bottle around. You don't have to hook up any wireless or wired igniter or anything like that. Trying to get some little wood out of some big wood. Alright. Start rolling a little bigger wood in, but not too big. I'll put some smaller pieces up here, let them dry, start getting dried out. You rotate them in. All right, we're gonna prep this brisket. Get out my new knife. She's sharp. This is that's 15.93, so we'll call this a 16-pound brisket. They had some bigger ones. This one was pretty good looking one. The flat's pretty even. Once I trim some of this fat off, it'll probably be pretty nice and symmetrical. This is about the same size I cooked last time on the lower rack, so I want to cook this on the top rack and have about the same size, so I have a pretty even comparison. Try to get some of the blood drained out of it. Rinse them off pretty good. Try to get them to drip out. Fuck! Oh, I just cut my thumb bad. No. What was that? Dog food lid. Shit, man. I just tried to push the garbage down. There was a dog food can lid in there, and I just cut these shit out of my fingers. It's deep. It's pretty bad. All right, well that sucked. I was just pushing my garbage down. It was full. It needs to be taken out. I was like, I'll make some room and just push this down real quick. Well, there was a dog food lid of a canned dog food that you peel off under some paper. I didn't see it, and I stuffed my thumb down on top of it and sliced it. I've been holding this for like an hour and a half. It's about an hour, holding pressure on it, and I washed it, and now I've used liquid bandage, but it's a nice clean slice, but it's pretty deep. I guess the moral of that, or tip that lesson we've learned from that is don't push the garbage down anymore. I have a bad habit of I'm the trash compactor. I'll cram it down, but boy, I learned my lesson today. I'm gonna try to find me a Band-Aid, and I'll put a rubber glove on and try to prep this brisket. For those of you that follow my channel know that I primarily work on cars for a living, and I mean, twisting bolts, that's gonna be a problem. I'm doing a time and chain, possibly a head on a Volkswagen Tiguan right now, and then right after that I've got to jump into doing an LS swap on that 77 Bandit Trans Am. Hopefully that heals fast and doesn't keep opening up. I'm gonna try to take care of it. Today is Sunday. Man, I've got a ton of work to do. I can't be put down by stupid mistakes like that. Man, hopefully it doesn't handicap me. All right. All right, we're gonna try to carry on here, and what I was gonna do is I'm gonna cut this fat off. I'm gonna save it. I guess for right now I'm just gonna put it in the bowl. I'm gonna try to render it down and use it for Talon. We'll see how that happens. I see how it goes. I've never done it before, so we're gonna try to utilize some of the fat and try not to cut any of our fingers off. All right, got a glove on so it protects my wound. Don't get anything in it. We're gonna try to trim this brisket up real quick. It's been sitting on this counter for an hour. I have went and put wood back on the fire once, just to try to keep it, keep the smoker warm. I'm gonna take this little point. I'm just gonna cut it. So basically, I'm just gonna try to slice off anything kind of protruding, you know, like just chunky fats. I like to keep. The butcher did that. I didn't cut that, but it is what it is. I didn't notice it in the pack. Cut that a little too deep. This is what I bought for, this knife's what I bought for slicing this brisket, or briskets and meat in general. But it actually trims the fat really well too. It's very sharp. Rounding my edges. Take off the fat, especially the hard fat. Bailey. Bailey. Brought the bowl out, forgot I was using it. know if any of that will render down or not. I'm running way behind with this one now. This little injury here, I probably won't be pulling this thing off the smoker till 10 or 11 o'clock at night. It is what it is. Make the best out of it. You can play with this thing for hours, just trimming and hem-hawing around. But I don't have that time anymore today. I think that's all I'm gonna do there. Today's binder is just going to be yellow mustard. I'm not getting fancy with this one. I know a lot of people don't use a binder. Some people use a lot of binder. We're just going to use a very light coating of yellow mustard. Sometimes I use my honey roasted barbecue mixture. Today, just the honey mustard. I mean, just the yellow mustard. Well, I'm all out of sorts after dealing with that cut. That threw me off for the day. I'm tired from staying up too late as it is, editing a video last night. If you haven't watched it, this is my latest steak video. I grilled some ribeyes on a big green egg last night and they were fantastic. Did some asparagus in the oven. All right, that's all we're gonna do there. All right, today we're just putting salt, pepper, garlic, that's it. It can take it. It can take the salt, it can take the pepper. I'm not going crazy. I barely have this open, so it looks like I'm shaking the crap out of it, but I've got like 2 holes open so I don't overdo it. I may sneeze. I hit it with my garlic. It's granulated, it's not powdered, so it's not quite as pasty. Pat it in. A couple logs on the fire. We got the top rack is just let's say 245-ish, about 225 on the bottom, and that's where we're going to leave that, hopefully. Bring it in. literally have no idea what I'm doing with this fat. But I'm going to leave it in this tray that I brought the brisket out in. And we're going to leave it right there for a while, see if it'll render. We'll drain the juice out of it and do like a squirt bottle or something. Alright, we're going to trim some of the fat off of this pork butt. I'm not going to try to render it. Oh, this thing's killing me. Again, with the pork butt, just like the brisket, just gonna coat her down with just a little bit of yellow mustard, not a lot. Salt, pepper, garlic. It's really that simple. I mean, you can, sometimes with this pork, I will throw the paprika at it. Looks cool. I may do that. I may grab some paprika. Really don't have to get crazy with your spices and cooking. I mean, it's very simple. It's just flavor to taste. I mean, you can get creative, throw all kinds of crazy stuff in there, and sometimes I'll put some cayenne in it if I want to have a little kick to it. But oftentimes my family doesn't like the stuff as spicy as I do, so if I want to add something to my meat when I'm eating it, I just do it as when I'm eating it. Some sriracha or something, jalapenos. I'm not worried about the sides. We'll let the smoke penetrate the sides. Heavy. Simple. Keep it simple. So we've got some chicken to throw in here. Putting that fat up there in the corner. right there. This chicken is just mustard, yellow mustard, salt, pepper, garlic. It's a salt, pepper, garlic day. No marinated, nothing crazy, just simple. I dropped the ball and didn't do my marinade in my 5-gallon bucket of all this chicken like I've been doing, which is fantastic, by the way. Sit that stuff in a bucket for 3 or 4 days, and that will be some of the tenderest chicken you'll ever have. Moving a little slow with my thumb injury here. Try not to cross-contaminate here. I'm trying to use this top shelf as much as I can. I don't have a water pan in there, but I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put me some in the bottom of this, because this is just gonna get thrown away anyway, and we will get some steam effect in now. All right, need to spray this with a little apple juice. I haven't sprayed it all day. It's not typical of me. I usually spray about every hour, hour and a half. Just circumstances, my day has been altered. Good thing about the Lang is access to both sides. You can pull the rack, or if you want to spray your meat, make sure you get it from both sides. You can do it. Alright, got some chicken done. So we're only at like 143 on the brisket, and I've got it kind of in the flat, in the middle, basically in the middle, almost up in the hump. But we'll just watch the butt. We'll watch the bone poke out on that bad boy. When that bone starts poking out, I'll temperature probe it, but these meats should be getting pretty similar in temperature. We've got several hours probably on those unless I speed the heat up. One thing I forgot about, we've got all that fat rendering down. May wrap these soon. I don't know. We might give them another hour. All right, so it's about 9:30 at night, and I have not dealt with this fat rendering yet. I really don't know what I'm doing with it. I don't know if y'all can see me or not. So this is what we've got. This is all the trimmings from the brisket. I'm going to make an attempt to pour that in some bottles here. Just going to put it in one of these, and I got to figure out how I'm going to pour it. This is a total trial run. Figured I'd probably do it out here instead of in my house. Man, that thumb is killing me. I don't know if this is gonna pour. Semi-successful. Made a little mess. A little mason jar for the rest of it. Oh man, chunk fell in there. All right, there you have it. There is some rendered brisket fat in a mason jar and in a squeeze jar. It's pretty warm. So we'll use that to coat the paper that the brisket's going to get wrapped in. Tallon rendered brisket fat. That's my first attempt at fooling with anything like that. It's about 10:20. This has been an interesting day. We got a long ways to go. This brisket and Boston butt still on the smoker. Family's trying to get to sleep, so I'm trying to be quiet. Got a new paper dispenser. I've always used aluminum foil, so we're going to try to switch to the butcher paper and try that, give that a go. Okay guys, so this is what it looks like at 160. I got a pretty good bark going on, I believe. Looks pretty good. I'm going to wrap it and we're going to put it back on to 202. Okay, so I pulled this stuff off last night, 2 a.m. I hit 200 at 2 a.m. Wrapped them in these towels, these old beach towels, and stuffed them in the oven. Okay, they're well insulated. I'll show you my wrap because it was the first time I paper wrapped and it was a terrible job. Ooh. I didn't do it properly. So there she is. You see quite a lot of juice sitting in the bottom. It is 12:30 the next day. So these things have been resting about 10 hours. They ought to be good to go. Of course, we're not eating that right now because it's not dinner time. I may still cut into it. Let's see. Yeah, let's do that. There's the butt. Have to be careful with my thumb here. It's in a lot of pain. Right-handed. This is my left hand. This stuff is just falling apart. It is good, good, good. It's just salt, pepper, garlic, a little bit of yellow mustard to get it to stick. Often when I cook a lot of food like this, I'll just break it up, put some in Ziploc, freeze some in Ziploc to eat on during the week, so we don't get burnt out on eating the same thing. Good. Good, good, good. Bark's not too crusty. It's nice and firm. Got a good smoke, good smoke ring, good bark. It's good. All right, I gotta make this quick. Battery died, so I went and charged it for a few minutes. Lots of juice. This thing has cooled off a little bit, so it's, you know, it's been resting for a long time, and it's cooled off. And pork. So it's not going to be a steaming hot one. I'll go ahead and give her a slice down the middle. Show you how juicy that is. Got great bark. I cut it a little thick. Ooh. It might be a touch dry. And it's not hot. It's not cold. Cut it a little thick. Just a piece with the bark. I'd say that's a little drier than normal, but it may just be because it's not warmed up. It's not hot. Has great flavor though, and it's not super dry by any means. That was really good. It's got good bark. There's no beef jerky to it. Like the first one on the bottom rack. The bark's good. So the flat may be a touch dry, but I don't think anybody's gonna complain about it. Wish I could have pulled it hot, you know, cut it up a little more at temp, but I slept in because I stayed up till 2 tending to the fire and dealing with this deal with all this meat. Plus we cooked 4 packs of chicken, and I about sliced my thumb off. So we had a long day yesterday. And I'm gonna save all this. I'm gonna put that in the container that I'm gonna keep these in. I'll probably cut a little bit more off of this here and save the point. We'll eat on the flat for dinner. And that's gonna wrap this one up. Battery's about to go dead in this camera. I only charged it for 10 minutes, so it only gave me a little bit to try to end this video. Thanks for hanging out with me. You got anything out of it, give a thumbs up. We're gonna be doing more of these, trying to get this perfected on the lang. I had it perfected on the egg. It's a little bit of a learning curve. It's just a different cooker, and I'm still learning it. If you have any suggestions, I'm all ears, as long as it's respectful. And we appreciate you watching. Thanks. Stay tuned. Catch me next time. Peace. Bonus clip. Look at the smoke ring. It's pretty good. And I mean, it is juicy. It is. No problem. No problem with juice. Yeah. It's the flats. Flats are the leaner parts, and they tend to dry out a little more, especially if you don't leave a good layer of fat, which has got some fat on it. It'll eat. It'll be fine. I have to say, putting that talon back on it, I think did give it a little bit more of a beefy taste. It's good though. It's really good. Try it. Take your fat, warm it up, cook it down, save it, put it in a mason jar, put it in a squirt bottle. That's what I did. You just have to reheat it. I'm still playing with that too. So any tips on that, share them around. We'll make a community out of this. Appreciate you watching. See you next time.